that experience, that exposure, the opportunity to go up against these high-caliber teams all around the world.
It's one of the greatest advantages that Australia has coming in to this group stage. And yes, there are many very good teams in this group stage that a lot of people want to support and see do well. But Australia has a great advantage coming in here just because they have had that core of players together for so long. They have globe-trotted across the world in different competitions. And really, with their performance against Italy that we saw there, we saw the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, and for anyone that's confused, the blue team is Australia and the red team is Italy. There we go, that's all lined up. And we say this about Australia, right? But Italy, they're in the heart of Europe. One of Overwatch's most competitive, one of their biggest regions. And a lot of these players have had the chance to compete up against top European teams. They have that experience, they're close by, so they can obviously get those scrims fairly comfortably. And the Italian teams have been a fixture in European Overwatch, perhaps not at the top tier, but they've had their experience.
And they've been very passionate as well. We know they put in a lot of hours scrimming and prepping for the World Cup, and I know they're more comfortable in control, so we'll see if they can come out here and have a stronger look. Both teams here, Mitch, though, sticking with the dive. No Reinhardt's out here yet.
I'm okay with that, ZP. I really am. Shrine, of course, is the map we're on right now. It features this raised area in the middle of the map, but Kiki started things off well. Ceres fell early on. We're going to be on board with Atar for a little bit here now, as he's trying to stay safe on the point. Look at that damage there. Nothing Fighter could do to avoid that one.
And what we're seeing here is Atar again, working with incredible amounts of space, Mitch, where Australia's front line, their tanks, and Kiki and Trill are making so much room for Atar.
And look, Italy is not running a Diva right now. They're running a triple DPS dive. This is, to be fair, this is a little cocky going up against Australia because they lack the appropriate level of support or protection for their backline. So people like Atar can sit at a comfortable distance and pressure with this hit scan damage on towards the weaker targets on Italy. But that's a good opening Fighter.
They were able to hold back and they got I eat you up early on. That gives Italy a 65. That means they can be more aggressive, and we see it right now. They're diving right in. This is where 3 DPS can be scary, but attack visor in from Atar. Not able to find the target he's looking for early on, but it's Carnifex for Italy, breaking things wide open, and the Italians will not be denied this time.
And you can see what a triple DPS dive can do with a man advantage. You know, ironically enough, it was Fighter at long range who hit the Helix rocket to clean up. Ichu up there just trying to stall for a little bit longer. But for Italy, now they're back in control. It's worth noting that Australia, though, is sitting on 44%. They had a good start, they won the first fight, and now they can come back in with a couple of these ultimates as well.
Australia's in a great position, but this is where a 3 DPS setup can be deadly, where you can flank in from multiple sides. The other team usually comes in through one doorway, and now here comes Australia coming in from the left, Mitch. We'll see how Italy engages.
They need to stay healthy. Getting to this point, that's the problem. Atar's like half health right now and needs to drop the blinding field down and heal up before he can join the rest of his team. But now they're going to go in. Soundberry's going to be coming out here for RQT. They're going to pressure forward. Italy have given a little bit of room off the point. They've popped their own sound barrier, and now it's on for Young and all. But in the midst of it, Australia captured the point. This is big.
Mitch, you can't do that. You can't get off the point while you have 2 support ultimates. Italy, with a tragic mistake there, they give up the initiative to Australia, even when they could have played it ult for ult. And Australia, off of Italy's confusion, they're able to mop it up right there because Italy, they just rolled back onto the point in a bit of a panic, and they couldn't bring it back.
And ZP, even if Australia lost this fight, they controlled the point for most of it. They could have just stalled out if they realized they were losing and gotten free percentage. Italy respected Australia so much when that sound barrier came from RQT, they stepped off the point entirely, gave all the room for Australia. It's a triple DPS comp. You need to be aggressive as Italy.
You can't be that scared, and I understand that Australia's been intimidating so far, Mitch. I really do, but Italy, with the mistake, and now they have to dive right back in, but they're diving into the blender. The tactical visor right now is out, and Atar out for blood. Plenty of damage going into the backline, and he's going to clean up the triple.
And Atar, now he's like a little kid at Christmas time, right? He's got a tactical visor. Guess what? There's no Diva to shut any of that damage down. He can select his target with impunity. It doesn't matter who he goes for. Everyone is vulnerable, and Australia picks up the first round in this 3-round series, of course, on Nepal. A brilliant opening, but Italy, you have to think, ZP, dug their own grave.
They did, and if you think back to how we were talking about how teams play 3 DPS, is that, generally speaking, there's a lot of pressure getting on you as a team when you try and get through that door if the other team is running 3 DPS, and they didn't pressure it as well as they needed to, especially when they could have engaged with 2 support ultimates. They could have forced Australia to come out with their own defensive ultimates, and instead, Australia forced the ultimates out of Italy, and it should have been reversed.
You were not happy about that, were you? You were quite frustrated to see Italy step off the point.
No, I just sat here and it's like, why? Why have you done this, Italy? Especially when they, as you mentioned, they could have at least stalled for a little bit longer.
So now Italy as well, it's a slice of humble pie perhaps for them as they bring the Diva back into their team composition. They'll be Fighter as the pilot, fighter pilot if you will, but Kiki going to stay on the Diva for Australia. They're not changing too much here at all. You see, they're very much happy with 76 Tracer.
Well, Mitch, when something is working as well as it is, why would you change? Australia has no reason to change up their composition here with how well they've been playing. And immediately, you see the focus fire with the Discord Orb, taking downstairs. Both teams, though, down to Winston, and it's more even than Australia might like.
Yeah, losing Winston earlier on for Australia was not ideal. Both divas are desuited right now, so the 76 here for ATAR might have a little bit more room to work with. Nicely done. RQT is going to turn on towards Link in that fight. The high ground, this contest has been going on for quite some time, but Australia can win that, and now they can move to the point to capture it for the first hold.
And what we're seeing there, of course, that was a fight where ultimates were not a factor, but Australia, just better poke damage overall, more contribution coming in from their flankers, where I Eat You Up has been eating Italy up most of this match. And overall, Australia just showing a stronger look here, and Italy, they're going to be hard-pressed as now they have to come back in and try and find a way of retaking.
Tale of two pulse bombs right now. We've got Carnifex and Eat You Up, both have them available. It's really about where they use them at this stage. There's a little bit of a Tracer battle here, back and forth. You never pulse bomb the other Tracer, of course. Nicely done, though. Eat You Up pressures on towards Carnifex. He tried to get the health pack CP, but it was too late.
Far too late, and I Eat You Up puts the team on his back. When you win the Tracer-on-Tracer matchup that quickly, it means that not only do you have a man advantage, but it also just opens up the rest of your team. They don't have to worry about a Tracer in the back line. It's not the type of thing you can have happen if you're trying to take a fight.
Dragon Blade and Pulse Bomb now for Italy. So they've got offensive ultimates to use here, but RQT, a Sound Barrier, and Gamba has this Transcendence. Australia can really ration these support ultimates out and actually survive a lot of damage. Look at that, Pulse Bomb gets dropped on Carnifex. You never see that. He could have recalled out of that one, but he falls down. The damage was there regardless, and now the pressure's going to be put on. There was no Pulse Bomb, sorry, I thought I heard the sound, but it will be Eat You Up. Now, letting that one go, not finding anyone with it.
Mitch, who needs a Pulse Bomb, but you can just one-clip the guy. That is how good I Eat You Up has been right now, and Australia able to just continue pressing their advantage. Italy, they're on the hot seat right now. They think this is their window. They blow both support ultimates, but they're not layered as well as they could be. They're going to be losing the effect of that soon. And Australia, they disengage well, but the Diva self-destruct going to finally open the way here for Italy. This should be a retake for them finally, with Australia at about 80%.
And you feel pretty bad if you're ATAR there. It was the rock and sock'em shot with Sarah Scott in his face, and there was no way he'd be able to avoid certain disintegration by the self-destruct. Trill now has his own primer rate, but it's more for stall purposes at this stage. With him falling down now, Intrup as well is going to follow an exit stage right in a similar fashion, but it's 91% on the point, and Link's fallen here.
They not only bought extra time there, as you mentioned, Link is out. That means Australia, if they regroup in time, they're going to be able to run in as 6 and really pressure Italy. And Italy, they have no more margin for error here, Uber. If they lose this next fight, that's it. The round is over, and the fight is underway. ATAR already starting out with a bang.
Yeah, Nisa got completely collapsed on there as well. The dive was well put together, but ATAR had the damage. Carnifex now needs to do something for Italy. He needs to try and hang around. He is still alive, trying to charge this pulse bomb. Carnifex, blink twice if you're in trouble, mate. No, he's going to struggle here. He gets taken down. Gumba finds a headshot there, and Australia are all over it like moss on a rock, CP. 95% here to 27. And looks like they're going to finish things off right here.
Australia just playing surgically right now.